Okay, right now I'm going to show you how to draw something called a number line. A number line only shows the integers, and integers are whole numbers, right? So they won't show fractions, decimals, or square root. Okay, so let's go ahead and draw a number line. Number line is going to be just a regular line, straight line, a linear line, and you're going to draw two arrows, one on the right, one on the left, right? And you're just going to draw these little tick marks, right? And they show increments of your integers, okay? So somewhere in the middle there can be 0, right? And as you go to the left, you're going to go into negative numbers, so lesser numbers will be on this side, right? And greater numbers will be on this side. So here is more where most of the positive values will be located, and here's where most of the negative values will be located, right? Because anything behind 0 is less than 0, right? Anything above 0 is going to be greater than 0. So from 0, the first tick mark I'm going to put 1, the second tick mark is going to be 2, third tick mark 3, and so on. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Notice how I'm using only whole numbers here. I must put the number 0 between 1 and negative 1. So negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, and it just keeps decreasing by 1. Negative 4, negative 5, negative 6, negative 7, right? So you have to go ahead and use this number line to figure out how to compare values with each other. So say you're given negative 2 and 2, right? And you need to fill it in the inequality or the equality. So you are supposed to compare, right? And you have a choice between less than, greater than, and equals, right? So if you have to choose between negative 2 and 2, where's negative 2 located? It's located right here, right? And then you see 2. It's right here. So which one do you think is greater? 2, right? So you're going to draw a less than sign, because negative 2 is less than 2. It's more closer to the lesser numbers, right? And also, when you look at this, which way is the mouth facing? The mouth is facing the 2. The mouth wants to eat bigger numbers, right? It's munching that 2 right there. Because you want to eat a greater amount. You can also look at it now, okay? What if you're given the absolute value of negative 3 and 3? And it's still in the bubble, right? Well, if you have the absolute value of negative 3, it's really going to be negative 3. The distance between negative 3 and 0 is going to be 3 spaces, so this is really equal to 3, right? So 3 is what? Equal. What about another one? Let's see. How about 0 and 5? Between 0 and 5, right? 0, right? And 5. Which one is greater? 5, right? Because 5 is more towards the positive value. It's like the greater amount. So you're going to draw the mouth facing the 5, so it's going to be less than 5. What about something like absolute value of negative 4 and absolute value of negative 5? What is the sign in the middle there? Well, you know the absolute value is always going to be positive. So the positive version of 4 will be 4. The positive sign of 5 will be 5. So between 4 and 5, which one's greater? The 5, right? So we're just going to use 4 is less than 5. So less than. What about negative 14 and negative 12? Let's see where it's located. Well, it's not shown on this chart, right? But if something is more negative than the other, it's going to be even less, more towards the left. So this negative 14 is going to be less than. What if we're given let's say 7 and absolute value of 5, right? The 7 is going to be 7, right? But the absolute value of 5 is just going to be the distance between 5 and 0, and that's 5, right? So between 7 and 5, 7 is much greater than 5, so we use greater than 7. So basically when you have these bubbles to fill in, you're trying to find the relationship between your two given numbers and which one's less, which one's greater. whether or not the first number is lesser, greater, or equal to